Hello everyone and welcome back to the And More Bus Videos YouTube channel. I'm And More Bus Videos, otherwise known as And More Central, depending on what day of the week and what video you're watching. And welcome to something a little bit different. I know this is not sort of a flipped camera. This is in fact the left-hand drive right path. Right street light. So Studio Polygon, when they made the street lights, they made the left path version that everybody knows and love, and they also made, I believe, a semi-fictional, because I'm quite certain there is the odd one out there, semi-fictional right sort of left-hand drive right path street light for use on the European maps. Although it's never really been the most popular bus out there, you don't tend to see many screenshots of people using it as much as you do with the left path one. It still exists, it's still a nice bus, and there's still a few repaints for it. So what I thought is I'd choose the repaint that, yes, it's not accurate and not realistic for the area, because we don't have a repaint for that, and it's better than running the bus around in white. But I thought I'd choose the nicest looking livery of them all that I just fancied driving, and a bit of sort of darkish red and grey just seemed to look okay. I mean, it did also have the windows are slightly tinted that I thought were pretty cool, and if you look inside, the interior is all nice and red, and that I think looks pretty cool as well. So I thought we'd have a little drive of this. It is the RL livery for Limentel. So we thought we'd have a little drive of this, and yes, we are, for those of you that have been playing OMSI 2 for quite a while, we are in an incredibly familiar map. This is Dolní Kounice. So we're going to be driving the 154 service that, unlike the 512, the 512 goes up in that direction, so Trebusani. The 154 is a more recent addition, and it goes to Morisk Branis. And it goes straight forward where we're going. So we're going to go around the bus station first, but we're going to go in that direction. 154 is the less driven route. It's the more recent run, so I thought I'd have a little drive of that. Okay. So as you can see as well, the setup and the cab's slightly different. You have a different ticket machine, and the cab layout itself is slightly different. I do hope that there is going to be the odd person waiting, because it looks very quiet. Oh, come on lag, don't do that. Oh, what are you doing? Doesn't like that side of the map. Goodness me. It's not a fan of it. There we go. Definitely the 154 stand. Remember many times. Oh, didn't want to do that. It was a bit too eager on the turn. But many times back in the day, driving the bus up to this stand, we'll get a quick, I would say a quick screenshot, but I mean, in fairness, that is a bit different, so I'll get that. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reset the timetable just so that there's actually, hopefully, someone rocks up at the bus stop. There we go, because we don't want it to be fully quiet. So just reset the timetable a little bit so that there's actually just people on the bus, because for some reason at the time that we were due to leave, and at the time that is scheduled, there's nobody there. But if you set it a couple of minutes before, there's people waiting. So get that door closed. We'll make a move. So it's quite nice we're back on this map. I've always had this map installed because when I first got OMSI, it was the one map I wanted to drive, and it was an absolute pain to get working. So I've always had it installed ever since. So it's quite nice to have a little drive of it again. Safe to say. It's one of the golden oldies of the OMSI 2 world. Is this, and I do blame Routeress 1994 for it, because they promoted this map very well, and made it one of my very much always wanted maps. It was, for me, it was a battle between this and Gatterville for what I was going to drive the street light on. I was a little bit more inclined for this than Gatterville, because Gatterville you just floor the bus around everywhere. But it basically, the end result was I found the HOF file for this first. So that's why we're on here. So the 154 is a more recent addition on this map. Unlike the 512 that was on here initially, the 154 was added quite a few years after in quite a random and unexpected update. 154 route itself being, it's all a real life places this, but the 154 route itself being accurately recreated to a T. It is absolutely spot on to what it's all like in real life. Just like the 512, that's why it took quite a long time to make the route. The route itself, you would argue, is quite a short route. It's not the longest route in the world, neither of them are, but they're still realistic and still highly detailed, that just makes them worth it. The timetables are also quite infrequent, so it is a real timetable as well that we're working on, so they are not the most frequent services going, but as I say, if you know what times they are to leave, or you get there at the right time, and they are nice routes to drive. They're not the kind of routes that you'll probably do an OMSI 2 shift on, should we say, because there isn't enough departures and you'll sit around more than you're actually on the route, as they are quite infrequent, but they are still nice to drive every so often. So it's also important to note that with this map, it's not just the immediate scenery that's done, there's also further field scenery that is, let's get a screenshot there, and that is also produced in this, thus why it took as long as it did for the more recent 154 route updates to appear. So I believe where we're going as well, if memory serves me correctly, is actually the train station. So I think this is the more popular of the routes. That truck is not in a rush. I was also quite happy that I took a screenshot there, as I remembered that this is dual door. So I'm quite good at doing that before, where I've gone from single door buses, had a random dual door bus and forgot that everybody gets out at the middle door. And they've all sort of stayed there and ended up doing an entire route before I realised I wanted to get off. Just get past that truck, because I think sometimes with the AI, I've had it with the buses as well, where the vehicles get stuck in gear, and that's kind of it. So I don't like to stick around for them if they get stuck in gear. Now it's quite a nice photogenic map and photogenic livery. Is this very nice combination? And it's quite nice as well because I don't actually remember this route, because it has been so long since I last drove it. I don't actually remember any of the route, so that's also pretty fun for today, where all the routes new to me. So I'm gonna get a screenshot as well with the bus stop. don't know why you're all stood on the road. Because I'm going to stop at the actual bus stop. Why are you all stood there? And everybody's got off here, so I don't know what that's what the crack is here, but everybody's got off and we got a new load of people. Let's see. Trying to get the light at the moment because the light's facing the wrong direction. Every time I turn a corner, I'm conscious that hopefully the light will be pointing in the right direction. And it should be here actually, because I believe this is facing towards. Oh. Kind of forgot that we turned straight up there. As I say, it's been a while. But either way, still provides a nice turning screenshot of me panicking at last second, going, "Oh yeah, return right." There we go. Oh, there we go. And I just love this street light for flying up hills like that. Doesn't show any signs of struggling, just straight up without a question. I mean, it's much better than streetlights in real life, safe to say. I mean, I'm not complaining about how it is in game, but in real life, they're not quite as good as this. Now, I've forgotten that I turned the route arrows off and I've actually switched them back on. So there we go. So that was the 154 service from Dolní Kounice to Moravské Branice. And we got here early again. Seem to be doing that at the moment. I don't quite know why, but seem to be getting in places quite early. So there we go. So with the background as well, that looks very, very nice. That was this run again. Another quite short video. I promise they're not intentional, but we just seem to be having short routes at the moment. I suppose these things do happen. No, the 154 and the 512 are short routes. And I wasn't quite expecting us to be as quick as we were. Possibly shouldn't have absolutely floored it round, but you see, it's what we learn for future, eh? But anyway, I really hope you've all enjoyed this video. If you have done, do be sure to click that like button so that more people can find it and enjoy like you have. And if you haven't already, do be sure to subscribe to the And More Bus Videos YouTube channel for more content like this from the simulation section, as well as an archive of over 5,000 backseated engine-focused public transport videos from the UK and beyond. With buses, trams, trains and more, there's something in the archive for everyone, so do go and check out those playlists with an additional 21 or up to 21 videos added to the archives each week, alongside these twice a week simulation section videos. So once again, I would like to thank you all for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. Do keep sending in your video suggestions for the simulation section, and I will see you all in the next one I make. Goodbye for now. Bye.